says on your fourth truth, we all sabotage ourselves unless we confront our internal saboteur. Explain what you mean by that.
The saboteur is a self-created part of me that protects me essentially from two things, but could be more things. One of the things the saboteur protects me from is rejection, and another one is failure. And I tell the true story of a college boy. I'm not going to tell you it's really me, but it was really me. But there I am in college, Larry, and I see this girl who's just everything I would want in a girlfriend. And she's just lovely, and she's athletic, and she's funny, and she's sweet. And it took me forever and ever to get up the nerve to ask her out. And I did. I finally did. And to my amazement, she said yes. And we went on this fantastic double date that lasted for hours and hours. It was the best date I had ever had in my life up to that time. And when it was over, I walked her back to her dorm, and we sat on the stairs, and we talked another hour and a half. And I don't even remember how I got home. I think I floated all the way home on a cloud. And then you know what I did? I never asked her out again. Now that story makes no sense, except it did to me at the time, because the fear was, she's way out of my league. What would she want in someone like me? And so rather than risking rejection by trying to follow that up with another date and maybe a relationship, I did nothing. And the semester ended. She transferred to another school and never spoke to her again. Never had the chance to say years later, so how was that date for you? And what would have happened had I asked you out again? But that's an example of sabotaging myself. Now, there's so many stories of people who sabotage themselves out of fear of commitment, out of rejection, out of failure. A woman loses 25 pounds, and people start telling her how great she looks, and she can't handle that attention, so she put 35 pounds on right away. And this is a woman who showed me her kindergarten picture. She said, you could pick me out. I'm the one that takes 2 chairs. She had always been accustomed to being the little fat girl, and to have attention for people telling her how great she looked. It's like, no, can't handle that. So there's story after story after story of people who had a chance to succeed in some way, or grow or prosper, and they got out of their comfort zone, and they immediately found a way to pull the plug on that. You see it with athletes. They have so much more potential, but MVPs have had that happen. They have a great season, and they get that award, and they never have another great season again.
Right.
It just messes with their head.
And I think that emotionally, mentally, we can help people say, hey, you are your worst critic.
You are. And
you are your worst saboteur. Just be who you are. There's a concept that we play with here a little bit, and it's fun to say, is it better to do good or be good? Or which comes first? What do you think? This is a nonsensical question. There is no right answer. Is it better to do good or be good? Or which leads to the other? Which comes first for you?
I have to believe that I already have worth, and there's nothing I can do to be more worthwhile. If there's a God, my God loves me the way my God loves me as I am now.
Right.
I have the power not to be more worthwhile, but I have the power to make good choices and do good things. That's within my control. Now, I could never be more worthwhile than I already am. I could make more friends. I could make more money. I could do more good things, but I'm already as worthwhile and as lovable as I'm ever going to be. And so that self-acceptance is important. Now that you accept yourself, now go do amazing things.
Right.
Because you have the power to do those things.
But do you think there are people who do it backward?
Yeah, absolutely.
So doing good, it actually transforms them to where they understand that they are good.
Yeah, and some people believe that they'll never be good enough. They have to keep on doing more and doing more. And they go to the grave feeling inadequate.
Right. So it's an interesting concept, because part of the church world,
Yeah.
it's always about people too many are guilt-ridden,
Absolutely.
and too many are striving to just get by. And we really want to promote wholeness. And one of the reasons we have a conversation with you is because this book and the way that you counsel is about being a whole person. And we're a place that thinks that being a whole person is pretty important. And we think that, people say, well, are you religious? I say, yeah, I'm a follower of the teachings of Jesus, and I want to be the highest and best version of me I can be. I know he loves me just the way I am.
I like that.
And
I really like that, because my perception would be, you're already loved. Now go out there and use your energy to do great things.
now, we did a little prescription a year or so ago, and Ryan was involved with this too. And one of the prescriptions that we said, when people greet you this week, how are you doing? Our response will be not fine, not I'm doing well, but not I'm doing good, but the response is, how are you doing? I'm trying to do good. And I can't tell you that I still have people that greet me on the weekend, and
they tell you
and
that?
they tell me they're trying to do good. And sometimes that kicks and clicks, and it's helping people be the best version of themselves. And
What humans fail to realize is how much power they have to do good in such simple ways. I mean, waiting 3 extra seconds by the door and holding it open for an older couple. That took 3 seconds out of my life, but the response was, thank you so much for waiting and holding that.
Sure.
It was not a big... Taking 30 seconds and texting someone that says, meeting you has totally upgraded my life, but don't tell anyone.
Right.
And then they laugh and they say, I feel the same way right back at you. You can do so much good with very little effort, because humans are starving for people to notice them, to care about them, to do kind things for them.
yeah, I agree.